So the Bassmaster Classic is over. We got Dylan Nutt as the new champion, a young guy. The most remarkable thing about the win is he's from the nation. I think he's only the second person outside of Brian Kirchhoff, who died tragically in a plane crash many years ago. But it's always been something that guys from the nation, the grassroots organizations that have dreamed of, and he actually did it. Amazing. It was actually fun to watch the Classic this year. In my opinion, I enjoyed it. I liked the expo, like the three guys, you know, what is it, Ike and Ellie, and what, I can't even remember the other guy's name, but they're talking, and then Christian Fisher, or whatever her name is, and then also the live, and then you could pick who you wanted to watch a live stream of, which is kind of cool. It wasn't, I mean, I enjoyed it. It felt like the Classic, that's for sure. It was good. But the fishing was kind of cool, like the Cody Bears catch, that big, like, mean mouth thing. That was awesome. I guess going into some of the criticism is, I heard this morning, I was watching another live or show, was that Dylan Nutt, that's his home lake, he knows it, you know, like the back of his hand. Well, that's probably true, or it is true. So what? It's not like he went and jumped in this tournament with an entry fee saying I'm gonna, you know, jackpot it. He had to qualify through a number of events, and the nation is like a gridiron of going up from the local events to the regional events to getting qualified. So it's not easy, and I don't know if you really have a pick of the litter of what Classic you can go to. You qualify for that. So it just so happened to be on his, like, considered his home lake, right? So it worked out. It happens. I mean, and there is a home lake curse in a sense. So it's dynamic. So it happened that this guy was able to get to where he is, and it happened to be on his home lake. So credit to him. The other big news, the reason I really wanted to go on here and talk, I got some on my lip, is the announcement by Billy Egan from One Bass why they were there at the Classic, and that is that the U.S. Open this year is going back to Lake Mead. That means that I will be there somehow, because I said it in the past that I was like, I'd like to go to Lake Mojave and fish that one, but it wasn't really it wasn't enough to push it up to my impetus where I'm gonna jump through hoops, because there's just something about Lake Mead, okay? In this tournament, being on Lake Mead, it is the gridiron, it is the Iditarod of bass fishing, as Rick Clun talks about it. It is a tough lake. It is a unforgiving lake. It is a lake where every keeper means something. And it is a lake where magic happens. You just hit that one spot. It is a lake where you got 200 boats, and you could maybe see a couple of them because it spreads out so hard, and there's fish on every part of that lake. The patterns could be power fishing, the patterns could be finesse fishing. You have to do that. You have to battle being out in like the scorching hot sun for however many days, not including practice, 3 days. You have the team aspect. You have, not only that, you have just the beauty of the lake in a desert environment with little to no development around it. It's beautiful. He said, Billy, I haven't really checked this, but I guess the lake's up 15 feet. He's ready to go, and he moved that date around. So if you're in the Ultimate Angler Championship, you can still make it. So I'm probably going to be there. It's a special lake. There's something about Lake Mead when you also go, like, it depends on what years I've gone through, the Narrows. Other years I haven't, but you go through those Narrows, you're out in this big basin, and it's kind of the rocky, and there's burrows, there's bighorn sheep or whatever. Anyway, you go there and you hit the Narrows, and everything just turns into this canyon, and it's just beautiful, peaceful, just gorgeous lake. You got smallmouth, you got largemouth. It's something else. I mean, I got some footage of burrows. I think I put out a couple videos if you go in the past. There's wild burros and the rams, and then like this giant pack of coyotes. I've never seen such a big pack of coyotes running around. I mean, not that I see a lot of other stuff, bald eagles and stuff where I'm at, and deer, but there was just something about in that desert environment, just seeing this. And then when you're fishing and you don't hear like motors, because even though there's hundreds of boats around, you're in these little nooks and crannies in these coves, and it's just dead silent. And then you might hear like an animal rustle, or just you just feel the water. There's something about it. And then when you catch a bass or any kind of fish in that environment, you watch them because the water is pretty darn clear, and it's special. And it's a career-changing event. If whoever wins, it's usually 180 to 200,000 payout, roughly around there, 150, 180, I think it is usually, because you get a boat and then some cash, and then if you have contingencies and all this other stuff. So it's an amazing event, and excited to hear it's back at Mead. And Mead hasn't been touched. I mean, they've had some lower tournaments, but Mead hasn't been touched by U.S. Open in years. And with the inability really to launch a significant amount of boats in a lot of these areas, besides maybe like Temple Bar, there is going to be, I predict, some pretty good fishing in relative standards in Mead. So anyway, I was going to leave it there, 6.5 minutes, but I guess I'm excited because it's super special that the tournament, that U.S. Open, is back in Mead. But anyway, like, subscribe, peace out.